All right. Welcome once again to another episode of Sports Therapy with FH Jr. A little bit about the show if you are new. Let me go over the rules for the rule breakers. Sports Therapy is a show that is built on just fun and yucks. Where callers will have 2 minutes to call and rip, rant, kick some knowledge about all things NFL. On Sports Therapy, we don't talk politics, we don't talk race relations, nor do we talk sexual orientation. All are welcome to call and voice your opinion. We are a show based on fun and yucks, probably rated PG-13 because we do talk football talk. Now, I don't give a fat rat's butt about what the Republicans are doing, nor do I care about what the Democrats are doing. On the show, we talk football and football only. I think I got all that covered. This is week 2 of the NFL, and that's the only thing we cover on the show. We just talk football. We talk NFL football. We don't give advice. We may give advice, but keep in mind, advice is free. Just like, we won't say what that is, but advice is free. This is the second week. Oh, man. As you all can see, I am rocking the new standard uniform augmented by the cool beard, and I got the league cap to let everybody know that although I am a Commander fan, I am as neutral as Switzerland or Swiss cheese. So, today is going to be an action-packed show. Man, this is week 2. Cowboys won, 49ers won, and my Commanders. And I didn't get to rip anybody last week, but I just might this week. The show is always sponsored by Crown Royal. And remember, if you drink Crown Royal, always drink Crown Royal responsibly. Now, I have promised a person by the name of Big Richard, and I told Big Richard, now he's a rootin' tootin' apple zero square shooting Cowboy fan. So I'm going to start the show off, and bear with me, folks. But I'm going to start this show off, and I'm going to call Big Richard. And normally my callers call in, but I told Big Richard I'm going to give him a call because I'm going to give him the opportunity to, I'm going to give him the mic. And so I'm going to let him do his thing, whatever his thing is. So let me see here. See, can we fire Big Richard? Let's see how we gonna make this work. I'm finna call my man Big Richard.
Hello.
Big Richard.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, bro. This is Frank, aka FA Jr., and this is Sports Therapy. Big Richard, I told you, brother, that I'm gonna give you a call, and I want. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you you got the floor, baby. And you know
I got the phone.
the logistics of the show, bro. Callers get 2 minutes to rip, rant, kick knowledge, throw a punt, do whatever. But you know what? I'm gonna give you your moment in the shine, baby. So what's up? What say ye, Big Richard?
Oh, all I can say is we did what we supposed to do. That's all I can say. I mean, what else? I mean, my man Dak is a fellow bulldog, and he held it down. He didn't have to do nothing last week, but this week he needed to do something, so he did something. You know what I mean? Everybody step up when they need to step up.
Now, hey, you know what? I was watching the game. I was going back and forth because normally I go to B-Dub, which is Buffalo Wild Wing, and, man, I usually watch all the shows there, and I get them all because I have to be able to watch all the games so I can be able to talk about the show. Now, and then I'll be honest now, in full disclosure, You know I am a card-carrying member of the Washington Redskins / football team. I want to let my fans know where I met Big Richard at. Now I was minding my own business in, in, in the local grocery store, and here come Big Richard. Here come Big Richard teasing me, drawing me outside, talking about the Cowboys. So I said, you know what, now? It is. Big Richard even got the guy from the meat department join in now. He's a Cowboy fan too. But you know, I love my Cowboy fan, and you know what? And you guys did look good today. But you know, like I tell people, man, on the show, you're free to talk about your team. But I'll tell you what I've noticed.
Okay.
When it came to the Cowboys today, now I go back and forth, but boys look good. Y'all did. And that's about the best you can get out of me as a Cowboy, as a Redskin fan. Well, but it seemed to me, now I'm going to tell you this. I want to see how the Cowboys are going to play when you all play a team that's prepared to play or a team that has a quarterback. A little concerned because the Jets did not. Now, they had a good defense. They just didn't have a quarterback, and I think they wore down at the end.
Yeah. Well, you know, so what I can say is, let me get on you.
Come on, brother.
Those Washingtons, what they call now?
Hey, we the Commanders, baby.
The Commanders. Were you shaking in your boots on that last play?
Ooh, brother, you just don't know, bro. You just don't know. You know, the sponsor of my show is Crown Royal. Man, I waste a good crown everywhere, brother. I'm like, dude, knock the ball down. Richard, do they not teach you that it's just pee-wee ball, man? Hail Mary. He pumped it full of grace, but knock the ball down, brother. I was like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me, man.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised they threw it for the 2 points. I was thinking they would run it in. And I think if they ran it in, y'all might be still playing right now.
Oh man, they not had to delay the show. But you know, I was getting back to the Cowboy game, man.
Mm-hmm.
I like maybe the new scheme that you guys got dealing with Dak, which is a little 2-3 step drop and get the ball out of his hand quick. I think the goal was supposed to be to cut down on the interceptions. But now let me ask you this. Do you see a difference between the play calling from the head coach as compared to the coordinator that you guys had last year?
Well, I hadn't seen enough of it yet, you know.
I got you.
I hadn't seen enough of it yet. But I think that they're on the right track if they can keep it up.
I got you.
You know, that's you know, that's where, you know, I don't want to. Now, I ain't as deep as some people. I'm not an analyst. I'm a fan first, but
that's how you should be.
But I feel, you know, before I can get on the coach for calling the plays, I need to see more of them.
I got you.
And we got to see how he called the plays when they lose the game.
Right.
So now I could sit up here and say, oh yeah, he's doing a great job. Well, they hadn't lost the game yet. Let's see what happens when they lose. Not that they're gonna lose, but
I know y'all gonna go 17-0 and win the Super Bowl. I know that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm about to get on Facebook now and tell my friend haters. Last week I posted on there. I said we going to the Super Bowl, and right now I'm finna go on there again and tell them we going to the Super Bowl.
Hey, now let me ask you this question, brother, because you said something that interested me when you were talking about Dak. So now, did you graduate or did you attend Mississippi State, or are you from the city?
I attended Mississippi State. I graduated in 1989.
Okay.
I actually, my first year, I went to Mississippi Valley State.
Okay.
And Jerry Rice was a senior. And I got to meet Jerry, and I knew him. He was driving around a nice car, while I was walking.
Hey, man, Jerry Rice still give me nightmares because
Yeah.
I graduated from the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, and I
Mm-hmm.
remember that year when they had Jerry Rice and Satellite. They used to call it the Satellite Connection. That
Mm-hmm.
man, they at
Willie
halftime,
Todden. Willie
yes,
Todden.
at halftime they had 40 points, and Jerry Rice didn't even play it. No, at halftime I think they had 70, and Jerry didn't even play the second half. Like, man,
Yeah.
this brother killing us. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but getting back to Dak, see now, I used to be a fan of Dak until he put that star on his head. Then once he put that star on the side of his head, like nah. Cause see, I watched him a lot when he was at Mississippi State. Man, I used to love Dak. Man,
Oh, okay.
So I still got some fondness for him. I always want to see him succeed, but I don't never want to see y'all win if you can separate the two.
Yeah, well, haters gonna be haters. That's what people always say, why are y'all still Cowboys fans? Y'all hadn't won nothing since I was a baby. But the thing about it is when you are a fan, you are a fan. You know what I mean? You part of the family. You don't cut your brother off because he is doing bad. So you don't cut your team off.
Gold said, you don't cut your brother out because he's a crackhead. You just had to keep your eye on him when he comes to your house.
Exactly. So I think Dallas fans, there are just a lot of true fans.
True.
Now, there's people who follow players. I don't follow players.
Right.
I'm from Mississippi. We didn't have a team in Mississippi, and I used to be a 49er fan, but when I moved to Dallas 30 in 1990, so that makes it 33 years ago, I became a Dallas fan. Because so now I'm a Dallas fan, and if when they lose, I'm a Dallas fan. When they win, I'm a Dallas fan. If you can't be a fan when they lose, then you ain't a fan.
Now, brother, I agree with you wholeheartedly because people ask me, says, "Hey, man, how you get to be a Redskin, Commander, whatever fan?" and when I explained to them, they said, "Well, they think first thing they asked me, are you from DC?" Nah, I said, "Man, I grew up in Arkansas." So wait a minute, how you get to be a I said, "Dude, I will be 60 this year," and I said, "Man, I've been a Redskin fan ever since I started watching football. So I've been a fan for over 50 years. And my fandom would never change. Now, I've been a fan in the good days, and I've been one when we have been lean. And, the last couple of years been pretty lean. But I agree with you, brother. If you're a fan, you're a fan. Because, we rag each other and all that. But at the end of the day, you're a fan, man, and that's what I like, man. And always stay true to your fan. I tell people, regardless of what we call ourselves, whether we go Redskin, Commander, football team, at the end of the day, they still my team, and I got a little bit of something, all the whatever uniform or name we want to be. At the end of the day, your team is your team. Hey, brother, I appreciate you calling, man, and hey, man, hey, and you know what? Feel free to call in next week, man. The number is 940-329-4110. And I'm going to, later on tonight when the show is over, the show, we always run live on YouTube, Facebook, and then I always do some live streaming as well. But then I post the show, so you'll be able to hear you gloat about your Cowboys and all that good stuff, man. Hey, before you go, man, let me hear what y'all say? How about them Cowboys, man? Let me hear you say one of them there. How about them old Cowboys?
How about them there Cowboys? Woo-wee!
I got to follow that up with a boo, but it's all good. All right, Big Richard. I'll see you next week, man. Thank you, bro.
All right, thank you.
All
right, bye.
All right, that was my man, Big Richard, the Cowboy fan, card-carrying Cowboy fan, and one thing I gotta agree with Richard though, and because there is no fan shaming on Sports Therapy with FH Jr. We don't fan shame, no, but we will provide you the bag to put over your head if your team, if you want to deny your team, we got no problem doing that. Nor would I ever stop anybody in the middle of a good rant. Although I give 2 minutes, you got 2 minutes to rip, rant, kick some knowledge, cuss, whatever. We got the cussing bell just in case we get some people that drop the occasional F-bomb. But other than that, it's all good. Now let me get my commercial in here. Discover Crown Royal, blended Canadian whiskey, patiently fit for a king. Been that way since 1939. And whenever you see F.H. Jr. out in the streets and he crime fighting, give him a bottle of Crown Royal. And you know what he always say? Crown me, baby. Drink Crown Royal responsibly, especially when you are over the age of 21. Now, if you're not, then you should never be drinking Crown. Yeah, that's my drink. Crown Royal. Crown me, baby. All right. Now, we are back. And you know what, folks? Every time I look at my new standard uniform, I just can't resist, man. The new standard uniform is sweet. You know, look, I got the Raiders right here, got the Dirty Bird, got some Cardinals, got the Who Dat Nation. And if I stand up, let me see, can I stand up? If I stand up, ooh, look there, boy. We got everybody except for them there boys. Don't know why they didn't put the Cowboys on. And if I turn on the back, I got my Commanders, I got the 49ers. We got everybody on because it proves my point that although I am a Commander fan, I am neutral, just like Switzerland. So now let's talk about some games. Let's talk games. I had a chance, and I'm going to pull this up. Had a chance to, now I love the new way the games are being brought to everybody, the new way that we can watch the game. Now, it took me a while to get on board because I was married. Yeah, I've only been married once, and that was 30 years ago. But I was married to the NFL ticket on, and I was one of the originals. And it took me a long time to come on board with the new way of which the games were being brought to the public, as they say. And I was like, yeah, come on, man. Come on. But I recently purchased the new the NFL package, and it's on YouTube TV. I'm not sponsoring YouTube TV, and nor am I giving them a plug. But if you want to watch all the games, you have got to get your YouTube TV. If you want to see the games, it is what it is. But what I do like about it is that I have a smart TV, and my TV is actually smarter than I am, and I admit that. But usually when I go to B-Dub, that's Buffalo Wild Wing, you know, I got to pan around. I'm watching all the games because I got to be able to have seen all the games to be able to comment on all the games. So normally I got there's a monitor here, there's a TV there. I got the Cowboys. For some strange reason, they always centered in the big main TV, I guess because it's Cowboy country. So we watch Boys, Eagles, 49ers, Jags, everybody. But now, thanks to the way that the that's being brought to us, man, I can get all the games at 4. I had so many devices going on today, man. I had 4 games, right, split. I got where they split. You can watch 4 games at once and I got so I'm watching all the games, man. I got a game going on my laptop, got a game going on my phone. So I'm going back and forth, but I normally lock in on 1 or 2 and go back and forth. So, and that's what I was doing today, man, just kind of going back and forth. And then I kind of settled in on Green Bay and the one thing that now, you know what, my man Jordan Love, he was looking so much like Aaron Rodgers. One moment I was like, man, even his mannerism was very similar to Rodgers, and he was going strong. All the problem was they lost the game. You know what I'm saying? So they lost the game. Because, Philly played early this weekend. Is anybody going to stop Philadelphia? But I will tell you this. From a neutral point of view, Philly looked beatable. They have the run game going, and boy, did they put some numbers up. But I think everybody's going to play Philly one way, which is make my man Hurts pass the ball, turn him into a passer instead of a runner and passer. Because you got to take something away. The guy's good. You're not going to take everything away. So let's make him pass the ball. Pass the ball when he know he has to pass the ball. So they took on the Vikings. And, of course, my man Kirk Cousins, the cousin that I don't talk about is Kirk Cousins. Got some problems, got some concerns with Minnesota because, man, they're looking like this may be the last run for them. So there was some problem there. Hold on, I got somebody trying to call me on the. Let's see who we got trying to call in. Yeah, I had someone trying to give me a call, but if you out there and you wanna call the show, the number to call is always 940-329-4110. That's the number to call if you want to be a guest on the show. Yeah, hold on. Let me see who is trying to call. I got somebody that has something to say. So I gave him the green light. So as I was saying, Green Bay lost at the last minute to the Dirty Birds. So that in itself was kind of shocking. So I was shocked with that. Hold on. Let me, I got somebody in the queue. Sports there with F.A. Jr. Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr. I'm going to do a call back. Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr. Hold on. Let me see. We might be having some technical difficulties. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shut down this show. I know it's going to not shut down the show, but I'm going to call in and see what the heck is the heck. So give me 1 second. Bear with me, folks, because this is technology. And technology is what it is. Let's see here. All right. Switch out here because we can do that. Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr. Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr. I got calls trying to call in. So here, let's do this. Let's see. I am going to reestablish a link here. And hopefully my caller will call back once we get once we get reestablished. So I gotta call this all back over. Welcome to the world of technology, people.
Thank you for calling Call-In Studios host and call screener line. Please enter your show or meeting number. Enter your 6-digit PIN number.
All right.
Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the call-in studio web interface.
All right, let's see. Can we make this work?
Hello, hello, hello. This is the Ravens Extraordinaire. Can you hear me?
Sports there with F.A. Jr.
Yes, sir. This is Brandon Cooper, the Ravens Extraordinaire. Everybody good? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, bro, Coop. Can you hear me coming in loud and clear, bro?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we had a little craziness. I think.
Okay.
So hey,
you know I gotta talk.
I know you're ready, man. Come on with it.
Baltimore Ravens, we proved in clutch situations. Now, it's no excuse with Cincinnati. They had all their people here.
True.
It was jumping. But at the end of the day, shout out to Nelson Aguilar because he normally dropped them passes. So we won. Great game playing down the stretch. I was surprised. We had Justin Tucker miss a field goal. Didn't know that was possible. I've never seen it.
Hey, let me stop you for 1 second. On one particular, this was in the fourth quarter, and you guys needed a first down to be made by the quarterback. And everybody and their mama knew that brother was going to run the ball, and he made the first down. And what I said to myself is, this is why you pay that man.
That's why you pay that man. Because if you watch Lamar this year,
yes,
he's moving smarter. He's moving a lot smarter. So the thing about it is that was the perfect chance for him to do what he had to do.
Yes,
I like it, man.
And it's always good to get a victory over an arch rival.
Oh yes, sir. You know, now we sitting at top of the division, and you know we doing it right. Because my thing is this: we know what our identity is now. We know we can spread the ball around, but I was really concerned about Gus Edwards.
How so?
I wanted to make sure he was able to. I was able to make sure he could carry that starting running back role, but I think him and Justice Hill, man, it's going to be crazy. And Lamar has wide receivers. We got Andrews back. Look, man, we going to be number 1 seed. I'm calling it right now.
You call it after 2 games?
Look, man, what you see from Kansas? What you see from Kansas City that would lead you to believe they're the number 1 seed?
Hey, you remember what I said earlier when I say NFL minutia starts to set in after that 3rd season of being on top. Kansas look like they done checked out, man. They look like they have checked out.
But you know it can only last so long, man.
Yes.
You know, the ride can only be so long.
Yes.
And it's only one Bill Belichick and Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm. And the only reason it lasts that long because their division was a lot weaker than everybody else's. Now let's be honest. Yeah. If you look at the team that
they division trash.
Yes. That's why they would have never had that long of a run had they been in the division with you guys. Had they been in the NFC, had they been in that division with the Saints, had they been in the division with the 49ers, no way. No, sir. They only get to play those guys when they would get to the playoffs, and by that time, those teams, they done beat each other up, you know?
That's facts. But I like, it's hard to watch our division. You know, I call our division the Black Air Force Division. It's tough. It's tough, but this is what I say about you all. The Commanders. Philly is slipping.
Yes.
The Giants is trash.
Yes.
Y'all can get a wild card.
Yes.
You can get a wild card.
Yes. 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 And I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to say this. We are not a pencil-in win for anybody this year because in the second half, we got running backs that run heavy. And in the second half, you don't want to hit those boys, man. And then you got a defense in the second half. And when we play the Cowboys, all we need to do is keep that game close because sooner or later that defensive line and those guys start to come on, and then all of a sudden my boy Uncle Sam is starting to play some football. But I like what I see out of the Ravens, man. I really do.
Appreciate it, man. Like I said, we're going to win the division, but it's going to take some time because the way that we win games, it's never going to be pretty. We control the clock, and we get defensive stops. And Lamar Jackson is great at running, controlling the clock, controlling the sticks. You know, we've never been a big play team.
Right.
We've never been a Kansas City, where Kansas City depends on long-range plays and Pat Mahomes throwing passes that look like they're nearly impossible.
Right.
But, you know, I think we and you know Lamar got Pat Mahomes' number. So, you know, we ready.
Yes.
And one thing I do like about y'all have a balanced attack. Robinson had 2 touchdowns on the ground, but the main thing is, I'm glad y'all moved past that Eric Bieniemy kind of turmoil. Like, man, y'all building y'all identity. The
Right.
thing is, y'all are like the Lions. You know how the Lions is like, look, this ain't gonna be no easy game. You gonna come out with some battle wounds.
Yep.
And I think that's where y'all at.
Now the only thing that concerned me, and it may be because I'm old school, and then I have to adapt myself to the new way that plays are called, because it just sometimes, man, when we like 3rd and 2 and like dude run the ball, and when he like to throw and we don't pick up the first down, I get a little bit frustrated. But I did have some problems, and maybe that's his game plan, which is we're gonna throw heavy in the first half and rely on the run game in the second half, because I'm starting to see that's the pattern that of his play calling, because in that first half, man, Uncle Sam Howell threw the ball for he threw 30 passes. I'm like, wait a minute, man, come on, man, have you forgot?
Yeah, I'm kind of like, yo, y'all pushing for 60.
I'm like, dude, run the freaking ball. So maybe that's his thing, you know, and is to let's spread it around first half or whatever to get but, and like I said, man, I may have to get just adjusted to the new way game the offenses have called, because I'm like, but man, the thing that now, because you know the logistics of the show is always to rip, rant, kick some knowledge or whatever. Now last week I didn't get a chance to do any ripping, but if I was gonna rip anybody from my team, it'd have been my man Gibson on that fumble. I was like, dude, can you stop fumbling the freaking ball while we on our way to scoring a touchdown? So,
and that's the thing, dude. When Antonio Gibson, he should be y'all running back one because he's so versatile.
Yes, but we can't trust. We can't trust him. You notice when the game on the line, they don't give him that ball.
They don't, because when you look at it, Gibson is a better all-around back than Brian Robinson.
Yes.
No disrespect to Brian Robinson, but Gibson can do everything. But it's like, come on, G, you gotta hold that. You can't cough up the bread.
And he's a big dude, man. He could catch it. You can drop him back, let him feel punch. You can let him. I mean, he's a big boy, you know. But
because you know them cats. Because didn't he go to Memphis?
Yes, they had all that talent at Memphis.
You know them running backs out of Memphis. They nice.
Yes, he had, and the only problem with Gip is, man, he will leave the bread on the floor, man. He would just drop the football. I'm like, dude. So we can't trust him with the game on the line. But today, brother, I'm gonna praise him and then I'm gonna rip him, because my man Chase Young made a big difference. This is a big difference when that guy is on the field. I don't care. All these knuckleheads on my team talking about trading for a case of Cokes. Nah, but man, that one play when he is like, come on, Chase, if you got to take an extra step, don't push the guy. You know that's going to be I was like, dude, come on. So he got a late hit on the quarterback late in the freaking fourth quarter that allowed them to keep the ball. And then we had them on their own. We sacked Russell on like the 12-yard line, and then had him back on the 12. And then Chase decided, okay, Chase, it's freaking 3rd down and goal, and he's on the 12. Why are you faking like you're gonna come? At the end of the day, just stay there and wait. So he jumped in the neutral zone. They call it, and then they moved the ball to the the 4-yard line. Like, dude, what are you doing?
That's fact.
What are you doing?
That's fact. It's terrible ball control. It's terrible clock movement. But the crazy part is you always have to look at what's the identity of the team.
Yeah.
You know, when you play the Tennessee Titans, you know how this is going to go. 11 personnel, 12 personnel. Derrick Henry is going to run this ball.
Yep.
But what happened when the Titans moved away from their identity? Now you're dependent on Tannehill throwing 50 times a game. And that's never good.
Never good.
But, man, the one thing with y'all is I would say y'all got to establish an identity. Either your best player is going to be Brian Robinson and he's going to run the ball, or your best player is going to be Sam Howell and he's going to throw that ball.
Right.
Y'all got to make a decision quick.
And I think what he's trying to do, like I said, man, I'm trying to get a pattern of his play calling down. If his method is to let Sam slinging around the first half to try to make the defensive line have to run lateral and all that, and maybe wear the defense down a little bit and then come back with the running game in the second half, that's what seems to be he's been doing for the last 2 games. Or maybe Captain Ron might be telling him in the second half, hey, look, dude, run the damn ball, you know, because now, like I said, our offensive line can't stand up long enough for us to be able to just let Sam sling it around. And the offensive line just can't, man. We can't hold up long enough. Now, Eric did you have a better run offensive line than you have. Yes. Yeah, and you're right. Because they were built for run blocking. You know, running behind those 2 quarterbacks, Gibson and my man Robinson, along with McKenzie when we had him, McKenzie. But, you know, we bring in Bieniemy, and, of course, you know, he's trying to instill what he had going on at Kansas City, which is good because we needed to be able to spread it around like that because we got some talent on offense, so I got no problem with that.
Here's the thing about that Kansas City offense. It's predicated on your tight end being spectacular.
Yes.
Logan Thomas can't do it.
Nope.
The Kansas City offense is predicated on you knowing Kelsey is the number 1 option.
Yep.
So that frees up.
Yep.
That freed up back in the day Tyreek Hill over the top. Yep. Kansas City offense works as long as your tight end is your best offensive threat. I think Logan Thomas is pretty good, but he just doesn't play as many games. So I don't know how y'all gonna do it.
And you can't rely. Now today he took one for the team because he came over, he caught that touchdown, and Jackson laid him out, but he held onto that ball for a touchdown. He got a concussion and all that, but yeah.
It comes with the game. It comes with the game.
Now I was watching the Cowboy game, and you know, for those of us who've been around the game long enough, we can see some of the things that the average fan can't see. And I saw what's my man? What's the killer linebacker they got? Parson. I guarantee you, I saw Parson get a concussion because he was going on a play and he got hit. Another guy hit him and he hit somebody, but it was head to head to the point to where I saw one of his linemen holding him up by the arm and walking him to the sideline. I was like, okay, whoa. But he was back out there playing. And I was like, okay.
Well, now let's take a look at the Cowboys. What's their identity? Dak is 2 turnover prone.
Yep.
You don't have really much of a run game because you don't want Pollard taking 30 carries.
Right.
Your identity of your team is made up on your defense getting stops. Preferably, your team is made up of Parsons getting pressure on the quarterback.
Yes.
If Micah Parsons doesn't get pressure on the quarterback, the Dallas Cowboys don't win.
Nope.
Now you're in a predicament where what happens? What do you do?
You're right. You're right. Now, I will tell you this, Brandon. The Cowboys so far have not played a team with a now the Jets had a hell of a defense, but no quarterback. They had no offense. So when they finally play a team, a whole team, I think this all of this hooting and hollering and having a good time and just meet me at the quarterback. I think that's gonna come to an end because for the Jets to be as abysmal as they were without having a quarterback, they defense held up as long as the defense can hold up when you don't have any offense, and eventually they wore that.
That's facts. Because if you're the Jets, you went into the season with a completely different game plan.
Yep.
Now you're resorting to plan A, which is, okay, we got plan B, we got Zach Wilson. You low-key got to establish the run with all your good running backs. Your offensive game plan is completely done. So once again, you're relying on your defense to be a top 5 defense for you to win the games. Because let's face it, Zach Wilson can't throw the deep ball. Nope. He has terrible play recognition. This is the position you're in. So you're like, damn, we back to square one.
Your offensive line is not that good.
Exactly. So you're stuck with Zach Wilson, and you got to do what you got to do. And really, that division is a toss-up. Because Miami should win that division if and only if Tua isn't concussed the whole time.
Yeah. And I'm saying with the Cowboys, what happens when you play a team that's going to punch you in the head back? What happened when you play a team that realize you have a small defense and we're going to run toward your linebacker. We're gonna run that ball towards Parsons instead of running away. We're gonna force those cornerbacks to come up and tackle. What happens when you play a team like that? It's gonna be different.
The one thing in the Cowboys division is they're the only team that doesn't play in cold weather. So later on in the season, when they go up north and they have to play those teams on the East Coast, they can't match them pound for pound. But we're going to see if that defensive line, that first round draft pick,
right,
dude out of Michigan, we're going to see how they roll. But the thing with the Cowboys is, man, once again, you're dependent on Michael Parsons having a defensive player of the year season, and you just hope Dak doesn't turn over the ball. And if that's your identity, that's your identity.
Yep. I agree with you. Well, hey, my brother, let me get somebody else in, man. Appreciate you calling, brother. Get a plug for your podcast and what you guys do.
Yes, sir. No problem, man. This is your boy Brandon Cooper from Grand Prairie, Texas, the Ravens Extraordinaire. I'm on D1 Ignat University podcast. That's D1 IGNANT University. Hey, man, mess with us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that. Man, y'all keep me tuned for this NFL season. Everything is sticking up. FH Junior gonna give you the scoop.
Always, brother. All right, man. I'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Blessings, my brother. The Ravens 2-0.
Hey, I hear you.
Hi, my man.
Sports Therapy with FH Junior.
What's going on, my brother?
Hey, it is my homeboy Glenn. My homeboy Glenn. Homeboy Glenn, are you going to be strapped in tomorrow night?
How's it going, my brother?
It's going great.
Could you repeat that again?
I said it's going to be going great, brother.
Yes, sir. I guess we ready. I don't know.
Yeah, you going to be strapped in?
Football's so messed up right now. Is the preseason still going on?
It seems like it, don't it? Man, yeah. Let me see.
I didn't know no better. I could swear it's still preseason.
Man, hell, I think it was Pee Wee season. The way we sit there and let the guy throw a Hail Mary and everybody trying to catch the ball. I was like, man, knock it down. Knock the ball down. They teach you that and just basic. It's like, are y'all serious? Knock the ball down. And I was like, man.
Well, man, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you this here. And you know I got to rant before I get the show started.
Yeah, go on rant, man.
Tell them damn Cowboy fans it's just week 2. Got 17 more damn weeks to go. my brother spoke a mile. The brother was just called in before I did. Spoke a mile for a while ago. What you gonna do when you got to go up there in the East Coast?
Oh yeah,
in that cold weather up there.
Yeah,
and right now it's still early though. But I will give them credit. The defense is solid.
But here's the thing, homeboy Glenn, and like I was telling Brandon, the Giants need to just lock their football equipment out because they know they want to play. The Jets just don't have a quarterback right now. So it makes a difference because when you don't have an offense,
Okay.
And what I told him, what happens when the Cowboys play a team that's solid, that's got a defense and a quarterback?
Right.
What happens when they hit somebody in the mouth and they get hit in the mouth back? What happens then? Because right now they just having fun, teeing off, meet me at the quarterback and doing all that good stuff. But I'm telling you, sooner or later they're going to play a team that realize that the Cowboys have a small defense and say, you know what? As long as we keep this game tight going into the second half, they gonna wear down. And that's the MO for playing the Cowboys, though, because they got little receivers. All you gotta do is let them catch the ball in front of you and hit them. And when that game get to on the 20-yard line in the red zone, it becomes a totally different game. And that's the scouting report on them.
That's right. And I'm gonna ask you a question. What's the difference between the New York Giants, the New York Jets, the New York Knicks, and the New Jersey Knicks?
Yeah, I have no idea.
All of ain't none of them worth a damn. Ain't none of them worth a damn. What's the difference? You could pick all four of them. They ain't nothing in basketball. Giants and Jets. Well, the Jets might well have something if they had a quarterback.
They had a quarterback,
but they don't have no quarterback.
They got good defense, but they just don't have a quarterback. They defense held up as long as they could. They just did not. They don't have a quarterback at all.
But I think I might have told you before the season started. It's this one team I had my eye on, and it was the Atlanta Falcons. Before the season started, I know they squeaked by today, but they kind of got. I like that running back they got.
Oh man, Dijon.
Yeah, I like that running back they got. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Dijon is
like
man.
them.
I saw him did a move.
Yeah.
I saw him put a move on one cat, man. I was like, man.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, man, he
gonna
have that brother walking in one of them walking boots like I had when I broke my foot, man. Like, man, they gotta fit that brother for a walking boot.
I'm telling you, man.
Because
hey, when they drafted them that high, a lot of people were kind of down on them.
Yeah.
But man, I could kind of see why. Though that dude. He makes a big difference on that team.
Well, they're a young, talented team, and at the end of the day, this may not be their year. They may squeak into the playoff, but for them, this is just a learning phase for them. But they are slowly building a lot of talent, man. They're getting a lot of talent, man.
Down there,
yeah, them Dirty Birds on their way, boy, because they
Dirty Birds slowly building up something down there. And I would tell it Seattle. I know they lost week 1, but they slowly building something up there in the Northwest too.
See, I think because Seattle is in the Northwest, they're not in like a big market like the Cowboys.
Media market.
Yeah,
right.
Big media market like the Cowboys, Commanders, Saints. And a lot of times people just, but I'm telling you, man, I watched a little bit of that game today. They won in overtime, man. They got a little something, man. And for those who were down on my man, the quarterback they got, tough,
but
I'm gonna tell you something. Pistol P saw something in him that nobody else did, because when he said, "Hey, man, we're gonna roll with Geno as our quarterback," and right now, Geno is proving that he is the man. You know. He's proven that
is the man.
He the man. He makes plays, and they're winning.
He is the man. He makes plays, man. Yeah, but he was a good quarterback in college.
But you know what?
He got the kind of bad rep with the Jets, which everybody do. They go there. You see what happened to Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah, but you remember
something about that organization, Jenkins.
Remember, he got in. I think didn't he got into it with one of the guys, and when he was starting, he got his jaw broken. That's how he lost his.
He broke his jaw.
Yeah. And then he went somewhere else. Yeah, he went somewhere else where he was a starting quarterback, and I think he had his somebody on the medical staff. They were doing some type of procedure, and somehow they punctured his lung, and he was out for a minute.
Yeah.
So Geno's just been having some bad luck more than bad play.
Bad luck. Well, the last 2 years he's been doing good though. But I want to say this: that your boys, them Commanders, boy, they got a salty front line. I'm not lying with you, boy. Ooh, they got a fucking front line. I'm talking this. Man, who is it? Sweat,
Yeah.
The boy from Ohio State.
Yeah.
And Payne. And then what the other boy from Alabama? Tim.
we got all what is my boy name?
Man, it's about 4 or 5. Man, they loaded, bro.
And then we got we got the defensive line I mean, not defensive line. We got backups that could start for anybody else on the defensive line, man.
Yo, dude, man. I said, man, I was looking at him today, man. What his name? Boy from Ohio State. You know, he was out for
Chase Young.
Man, they loaded him.
Yeah.
Still Chase Young. Man, they loaded, man.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, they ain't played the Cowboys yet. Man, they gonna get them guys.
Man, let me tell you,
guys just as good as Michael Parker.
Let me tell you something. We're gonna beat the Cowboys because of our style against theirs. It matches up, but I think we have a better defensive line, and eventually, when you start to play us in the second half, you wear down, and that's what we did to. That's what we did to Denver.
You gonna wear down?
Yeah, you wear down.
Yeah.
And our running backs are a lot bigger and they're heavier. And sooner in that fourth quarter,
that boy Robinson.
Yeah, you don't hit Mr. Robinson.
Yeah, that boy there, he the Terrence Crawford of the running back.
you don't want to hit Mr. Robinson, man.
You know, he got shot and come back and played a few months later.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So he tough as nails, man.
And like I said, I just think and my quarterback Uncle Sam is starting to play some good football, and so we starting to round all that out, man. And like I said, people can sleep on us if they want to.
But I will say this: I wouldn't be surprised my boys start off 0-2 tomorrow.
Nah.
First of all, man, it's still hot, man.
Nah.
Man, we cold weather city, man.
I think y'all.
I mean, they ain't using it for no excuse, but man, Cleveland tough, man. I'm telling you, man, Cleveland got a salty defense too, man.
You know,
they want to got that boy the Ladarius Smith from Green Bay with Myles Garrett. They loaded too over there too. And what is his name? Deshaun Watson is not. I don't know why they don't. He's just one of the top. He's still one of the top quarterbacks to me.
Oh yeah.
You see, they must have exposed Joe Burrow. So Joe Burrow, they got 300-yard pass in the 2 games.
Now, my boy you was asking me about is Jonathan Allen.
Yeah, Jonathan Allen.
And the thing about it is he the better one out of him and Payne. He's the better one. Yeah, he's the best one. And then now we got another boy we got from Alabama who can't even get on the field because of them two. His name is Piedrick, whatever. I might be mispronouncing his name. And he was one of Alabama's. I think he messed his knee up last year, so he had to sit out. But yeah, we got him. And remember, we got what's the big boy out of Arkansas? We got him too. He defensive line of Arkansas. We got him, and we rolled him in as subs.
Yeah, they got a safety from Arkansas.
Oh yeah, man, I got his jersey. My man Cam Curl. Yeah, man, I wear my Cam. I got Cam's.
Boy, I wish there's some kind of way they could tear their hands back to Arkansas. Man, we're gonna be at the bottom of the damn barrel this year. I know you talking till you talk college football right now.
Nah, we ain't talking no college football. We ain't talking no college football.
Well, I'm glad. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it because I can rant. I can rant to you till tomorrow morning. I'm glad we
But
my damn team bad enough, so it ain't. I don't even want to talk about them.
But you know what though?
But yeah,
getting back to what we talked about, Pete, the Seattle coach, because when I look at Russell Wilson, now he was getting loose at the first first half of our game, but it is something about Russell that I don't know if he's lost it or because maybe for all those years that they didn't have a good offensive line, and it's almost like he's shell-shocked now. If the guy ain't wide open, then if the guy's running wide open, he can hit him. But if anything else, nah. And because it's something about he plays in the first half and second half, they don't get nothing out of him.
Yeah, but you got to remember what you said a while back when we were talking about that. They don't caught up with his game.
Yep.
At one time, you talking about Russell Wilson was breaking He was on pace, you know, like up there with Peyton Manning,
Yeah,
you know.
He was.
Like stats with the guys like them. Yeah,
he was.
And, you know, they don't caught up with him now,
Yep.
you know.
Yeah.
They caught up with him. And he's not a big quarterback.
Nope.
You know, it's not a big quarterback. And then another thing, people don't believe it. The licks he done took caught up with him, too.
The what now?
The licks he took.
Oh,
the
yeah.
licks he done took over the years caught up with him.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah. That does. That does.
He's been in the league now about 11 or 12 years, probably.
And he
got sacked a bunch of times, too.
Yeah, he should take a beating because his offensive line wasn't worth a crap. It wasn't. His offensive line wasn't worth a crap.
But it's like I said, it's still early. The season's still early. It ain't gonna start getting down to about after week 5 or 6. You're gonna see the start there.
You know who disappointed me today? Was the Jags, man. Because like I told you, they're my dark horse team to win it all. But man, I'm like, come on, Jags. I thought they were gonna do something, man.
I had picked them too to kind of do something pretty big this year because they started off. And you remember the number 1 pick, the number 1 draft pick, about a couple of years ago. He come out of Georgia, yeah.
Yes.
He came out of Georgia. But man, I hadn't heard nothing from that guy, man.
Nope.
You know, he came out, and that boy from Michigan, Hutchinson from Detroit, came out behind him. Some people wanted Jacksonville to take Hutchinson first.
Yeah.
But they got that guy from Georgia. I hadn't heard nothing from him.
Man, I was like, because I thought they were going to do something against Kansas City today, and they just, I was waiting. I'm like, come on, man, but I don't think the Chiefs are going to do that much this year, too. I think in the past, finally, like I tell people, you get 3 years, maybe 4, to be on top. And once you do that, and those other teams start to get better, and then you got to worry about all that other stuff that come along with being a good team, paying players and guys getting old and whatever. So, and if you think about it, Kansas City started losing the Chiefs. They started losing a lot of good players, and they wasn't replacing the quality of players. And now I think it's starting to catch up with them a little bit.
Well, when they lost Eric Bieniemy, they lost a lot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because there was people
lost a lot when they lost him.
There were people trying to say he wasn't really coaching
the game right there.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's watching the game because really it won't be long. He'll probably be coaching them because Ron Rivera gonna be up out of there.
What's gonna happen is that the new owner gonna say, "Hey man, in order to keep Eric, we're gonna have to get rid of Captain Ron." Now they may push Captain Ron up to the front office, but in order to keep Bieniemy, because at the end of the day, brother, the guy's 2-0. That's his resume right there. Hell, he's 2-0.
I'm gonna tell you another team surprised me too. I didn't think. I know it's just week 2, but Tampa Bay looking pretty. They ain't nobody Chicago, but
right.
Hell, they 2-0.
2-0.
Yep.
2-0.
Yeah, they got a good defense. I believe they still got the good defensive players over there in Tampa Bay too.
Yep. Well, homeboy, it is that time once again. It is time to shut it down. This has been another episode of Sports Therapy. Want to thank all those who listened. My homeboy Glenn, Brandon from B1 University. I'd like to thank Big Richard, Cowboy fan. And all those out there, I want to thank my kinfolks in the booth in the great state of Arkansas, and thank all you guys for tuning in to Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. We will see you next week. And for those on the yard, remember, stay golden, baby.